The miseducation of our children, you better stop. Stop. The miseducation of our nation, you better stop. Stop. The miseducation of our children, you better stop. Stop. The miseducation of our nation. Listen to the proclamation. Every child has a right to a quality education. Well, let me hear it ring. Let me hear it ring. Let me hear the freedom bells ring. If you know what I mean.
I can't tell you how great a moment this is for me. It's been 25 years. And I must say, y'all still look good.
So thank you.
I've invited you here for a very special reason. I know you're wondering why. And some of the other 21st century leaders and participants in the movement will soon be here also. I invited you here because for years I've been wanting to do something and I just could not find the time, the energy, the money, whatever to do it. But you know, the older you get and your time, your clock gets to running out on you. And I knew this was the time. So many people that were part of my movement have already gone, and I just didn't want to wait another moment. So first, let me thank you for coming. And I just appreciate your presence. Well, next year, 2015, will be the 50th anniversary, Bloody Sunday, the Selma Montgomery March, and the passage of the Voting Rights Bill. Well, that movement has been well documented. Even Oprah Winfrey's made a movie about it, y'all. But guess what? There's one movement that is totally unknown, except by those of us who made that movement happen. It happened in 1990. You were young then, very young. And you were young then, but you were participants in a movement that could have changed the world, came real close. And it is the 25th anniversary of the tracking movement in Selma. The problem is, very few people know about it. So it would be a great time to let the world know what happened in Selma in 1990, when, in spite of the Brown decision that legally ended segregation in education, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, we know it didn't happen. So, in spite of the Brown decision that said desegregate the schools with all deliberate speed, hey, in Selma, it was 1970 and the schools were still savagely unequal and segregated. They found a way to maintain segregated schools to keep black and white children separate under the pretension that they had a united school system. And they used the guise of ability grouping. And we called it what? Tracking. And what's amazing about this, we didn't even know it existed. We knew something was wrong with the schools, but y'all were in the schools, and you were able to bring that knowledge outside of the school to us, the adults.
Well, I think that one of the worst things about tracking is that you can't see it unless you're in the school. Mm-hmm. So if you were a parent, you know, you would not know that the majority of the African American children, or poor, very poor white children, very few of those, were, you know, tracked to the lowest levels of the school system, of the educational system, and that the white students were tracked to the higher levels. So tracking is, I guess it's an invisible, that's it, a silent killer.
So
it is.
You don't even know that the curriculums, because at the time, you don't even realize that it's totally different curriculums. Like you're just adding and subtracting even at 12th grade, and they're doing calculus. And you were right there in that school in the same 12th grade class, you've never even taken algebra.
And I think because of such a long history of racism and white supremacy in this country that it has gotten to the point where it's almost like breathing air. So even black people, even black children, even though they know that there's a separation, there's not this sense that, oh, there's something racist going on, because racism is so normalized in this country and in our schools that even when black children are on the low levels and they see white children are separated, it's not a shock. So they don't even, you don't even know to go home and say, Mama, Daddy, there's something wrong, because it's so normalized. White people accept it, many black people accept it. There's a normal, it's normal. And in my junior high school, the whole school was black. So the whole school was tracked.
And I didn't know it. You were in school, your brother was in school. I didn't realize the whole school was tracked. But I called you here today so we can begin to document that history, to tell that story, because that battle has not been won.
And then when Brown versus the Board of Education and they had to try to clean up their act some, it seems like the consciousness that blacks are inferior and not capable is then reinforced by making sure that they don't have the education to be capable, and then they come up with the tracking system. And so it's not just inferior schools, but now since the school's going to be integrated, they then integrate the school and put the black kids in the dumb classes and white kids in the so-called smart classes, where the classes that are in the smart, what they call the smart classes, that should be the basic education for everybody. You need a quality education. Every child needs that.
And I knew that there was a difference between what I was learning and what the kids down the hall were learning. I did know that. And I did know that I was bored. I wasn't getting what I needed. And I don't think none of us were getting what we needed, really. We really weren't. And at a certain point, I just stopped going to school. I mean, well, why?
I want to go to college and make something of myself. But how can I get into college when they won't even let me take college preparatory classes? The school should be on trial, not me.
Watch your mouth. This is my courtroom. Besides, we all know that everyone is not college material.
Do you think it's fair to keep me from pursuing my dreams? Are they doing it because I'm black? Is all this happening to me because I'm black?
1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we're fighting for. 1, 2, 3. And more. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
In dealing with the media, at first the media was positive. But whenever the city hall was taken over, the media became extremely negative. Later, I had a conversation with the Montgomery editor, the Montgomery Advertiser, and they pointed out that once they took over the city hall, all of that kind of changed in one way or another.
Right, so they didn't choose to put me in the classes where I could intellectually excel, but I would be the token, you know what I mean? In the choir, I would be the, you know, in the drama, I would be the lead role. You know, I could do all of the talent things, but you're not giving me the skills because I get to college and, you know, at my senior year, I still could not pass basic college algebra. I had to take another class and to get permission from the president to graduate college because I just couldn't, I'd never taken it before.
Take out your readers. Blue group, turn to page 58. Yellow group, turn to page 25. Yes, Ainka.
Miss Jones, I want to start on page 58 too.
Ainka, you are in the yellow group. Your page is 25.
Why?
Why? I've had enough of your bad behavior.
I'm not bad. I think it's bad to put black and white kids in different groups. That makes me feel bad and sad.
I don't mean to make you feel sad, Ainka, but you have to learn to be obedient and stay in your place.
What is my place, Miss Jones? Are you guys? How do you know my place?
Well, what happened was Fatima Salam and we were both high school students at the time, and we were talking on the phone one night about what was going on and really, really upset because of some things that had happened. This idea of a student organization, SMART, Student Movement Against Racial Trafficking, started developing. She may have been the one who said, I want to take over the school.
Good morning, class. This is a great day here at Selma High School. Today we will be talking about the body part.
Body parts? We've been running our body parts since the 4th grade.
Sit down.
I ain't sitting down.
Right now.
She couldn't make me
body
sit.
parts. Y'all. All hell broke loose. They just arrested Rosen and all the other folks. What? Calm down, Rez. This is not your problem.
What happened? They fired our superintendent, now they're arresting our folks?
Yes.
Oh no, that ain't happening. I'm out of here.
Sit down.
You see, that's your problem, Miss Sampson. We've been sitting down too long. You're trying to take a stand.
Right.
Don't let it go now. Be strong. Freedom's a coming. Weather the storm.
Hey, who you white boy?
Hey, I know him.
You know him.
Who you know him from?
What?
How she know him?
Oh no! I take an honors class with him. He's one of my friends. Why are you here, Tad?
Well, I just feel like we're all the same. Like, we should all get the same education. The Supreme Court ruled that the separate but unequal stuff was unconstitutional 25 years ago. And we should all be getting the same education. And I might get ridiculed, but I feel like I want to be on the same side of history. On the right side.
So you're on our side.
That's right.
I think the Selma movement is maybe didn't win the struggle, but I think it planted the seed for this next generation of youth. Black, white, brown, Asian, Middle Eastern, because we're all suffering the same thing, whether it be in Egypt, or in Syria, or in Palestine, or in Israel. People are still suffering and struggling.
I am 21st century leader. 21st century leader. I must prepare myself to be. The very best that I can be. The very best that I can be. I must prepare my body. My spirit. My mind. And in time. I'll shine. You'll shine. We'll shine. In a light of love. We'll shine. In the 21st century. In the 21st century.